Who's your real-life superhero? In high school, I was that kid who couldn't run a mile without stopping, the one always picked last in gym class. They called me Weezer because of my asthma attacks. Our gym teacher, Ms. Thompson, was this tiny woman in her 60s who everyone treated like a joke. She wore these ancient, thick glasses, shuffled around with a noticeable limp, and spoke so softly you could barely hear her. The football team called her Grandma behind her back. One rainy morning, I was walking to school when thick black smoke started pouring from a nearby apartment building. Within minutes, a crowd gathered outside. The flames were spreading fast. Through the chaos, I heard a woman's hysterical screams. Her baby was still trapped on the 3rd floor. The fire had spread too quickly. She couldn't get back up there. Sirens wailed in the distance, but everyone knew they'd never make it in time. That's when someone in the crowd suddenly sprinted toward the building. A collective gasp went up as this person disappeared into the smoke. Minutes crawled by. The flames were spreading to the roof now. Then through the blackness came a hunched figure, moving slowly but deliberately. In their arms, wrapped in what looked like a jogging jacket, was a crying baby. As the paramedics rushed forward, I couldn't believe my eyes. Under the soot and ash, barely recognizable with her glasses missing, was Ms. Thompson. The next day, a plaque on her desk explained everything. Special Agent Sarah Thompson, 25 years, FBI Hostage Rescue Team.
My fiancé insisted I sell my ancestral home because it's old, and her friends would judge. I said, I'll think about it. Then I put the house in a trust under my sister's name and put the engagement on hold. When she found out the house was no longer on the table for our future, she lost her mind. Tessa never liked my house, said it smelled like dust and old men. It's been in my family for 4 generations. Big, creaky, paid off, full of stuff that actually matters. She wanted to gut it, tear it down, build some Pinterest garbage with white marble and no soul. She brought it up while we were budgeting the wedding. Babe, this house just isn't it. I laughed, thought she was joking. We can sell the lot, use the money to build something better, something clean, something that doesn't look haunted. She was serious. My friends will think we're slumming it. I said, I'll think about it. That night, while she was curled up scrolling new builds, I called my sister Chloe. She's a lawyer. I asked, how do I make sure no one can ever sell this house? She said one word, trust. Next morning, we did the paperwork. She's the trustee. The house is out of my name. I still live in it, but legally I don't own it anymore. Tessa had no idea. She came back from her bachelorette weekend on fire. Full blueprint mode. Builder already picked. Said we'd live with her mom for a few months during construction. I found someone who can start demo in 3 weeks. Demo what? I asked. She looked at me like I was stupid. Liam, the house. I told her to come over that night. We needed to talk. She showed up dragging Barbara, her mom. They walked in like it was a business deal. Champagne and everything. She barely sat down before saying, so, are we listing it? I said, already taken care of. She grinned. I added, it's in a trust. Can't be touched. She blinked like I spoke another language. What do you mean? I don't own it anymore. Barbara laughed. That's not how this works. It is now. Tessa looked at me. Didn't say a word. Then she stood up, picked up an antique glass bottle off the mantel, and smashed it into the fireplace. Didn't even flinch. Glass. Everywhere. You fucking bastard. I told her the engagement was paused. She stormed out. Door slammed hard enough to shake the hallway mirror. Next day, she sent me 13 listings. New builds. Same message every time. Still not too late. Week after that, she showed up at my office with her mom. Security had to call me down. They were in the lobby crying, begging, said they'd compromise, said Chloe had manipulated me. Barbara told me I financially neutered myself. I walked away, thought that was the end. Then I came home and the back door was cracked open. Walked in slow. TV was still there. Laptop, nothing missing. Until I hit the library. Cushions flipped, books on the floor, drawers pulled. And in the center, the founder's ledger. Pages ripped, spine broken. That ledger is 100 years old. Priceless to me. Worth nothing to them. They were looking for a deed, leverage, something they could use to undo it. I called the cops. Didn't name anyone. Didn't need to. Tessa called later. You called the police on me? You broke in. I just wanted my espresso machine. From the library? Silence. I hope you choke on that damn house, she said. I hung up. Then it got dumber. A week later, Chloe got a letter. Tessa and Barbara hired a billboard lawyer and filed a demand. They wanted the house, the ring, $75,000 in emotional damages. Said I promised her a lifestyle. Said I tricked her by moving the house. Said Chloe brainwashed me. Chloe shredded the whole thing in one response. Attached the trust documents, the police report, lobby security footage of their office stunt. Even included a note offering to countersue for damage to the house and trespassing. Her final sentence, this entire claim is pathetic. Their lawyer dropped them the next day. Sent one line, we will not be pursuing this further. After that, silence, until the gossip started. Turns out Tessa had already been spending the sale money in her head. Maxed out credit cards, bought new furniture, paid for a $12,000 wedding venue. She's back living with Barbara now, selling purses online, still posting soft life quotes like she's not sleeping in her childhood twin bed. As for me, I fixed the door, got the glass replaced, sold the engagement ring and used it to pay Chloe. Cost me maybe $600 total. Best deal I've ever made.
My first grade teacher tried to erase my identity, but karma hit back hard. I was 6 when my teacher, Mrs. Peterson, decided my name was too different. See, my name is Kai. It means ocean in Hawaiian. My dad picked it because he grew up there, surfing every morning before school. The ocean was in our blood, he'd say. Every morning during roll call, she'd say Kyle instead. I'd raise my hand and say, it's Kai, actually. She'd just shake her head and write something in her book. One day, she even told me, American children need American names right in front of everyone. This went on for weeks. She even sent notes home addressed to Kyle's parents. My mom got really upset when she saw them, but Mrs. Peterson always had excuses about system errors. The breaking point, parents' night. My mom saw my desk had Kyle written on it. Right there, she pulled up my school registration forms on her phone, the ones that clearly showed my legal name. My dad stood there silent, but his eyes said everything. Mrs. Peterson turned bright red. Turns out she'd been marking me absent because she refused to write Kai in the attendance book. The principal was not happy. She had to apologize to our whole class for disrespecting my culture. The next day, she came in with a big poster about Hawaiian names and their meanings. Best part, her replacement the next year was Ms. Kamealoha, a Hawaiian teacher who made everyone learn how to say my name perfectly on day 1. I've never felt prouder to be Kai.
I discovered my brother was secretly paying our dad's rent for 2 years. Every month, Dad would show me receipts from his new job, proving he was finally getting back on his feet after Mom died. He seemed so proud of himself, but something felt off when he kept avoiding family dinners at his place. One day, I surprised him with lunch and found his apartment completely empty. No furniture, no food, nothing. Just a sleeping bag on the floor. My heart stopped. I called my brother right away, worried sick. That's when he broke down and told me everything. Dad had lost his job months after Mom passed. The receipts were fake. He was too ashamed to tell us he couldn't find work. My brother had been working double shifts at the hospital, secretly paying Dad's rent so he wouldn't end up homeless. He made Dad promise not to tell me because he knew I was struggling with student loans. But here's what broke me. Dad wasn't spending his days job hunting like we thought. The neighbor told me he was volunteering at Mom's old senior center, helping other elderly people because that's what Mom used to do. He couldn't handle paid work after her death, but he found purpose in carrying on her legacy. I hugged Dad for the first time in months that day. Sometimes the biggest acts of love are the ones we never know about. My brother's sacrifice, Dad's volunteer work. Now we're helping Dad heal together. Pride means nothing when family needs you.